assignment. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Sarkodie and I'm a photographer. This video is a mini BTS of my work. I traveled 3 hours south of Dakar to work on a story for Suitcase Magazine. 20 minutes after sunrise, we were on our way, David, Hassan, and me, filled with croissant and pain au chocolat for the 3-hour drive. If you're curious, the story that this trip was for was released in this issue, volume 36, the discovery issue of Suitcase Magazine. Check it out on their website and Instagram, and follow me on Instagram for updates on my work at Jessica Sarkodie. Sine Saloum is south of Dakar, a magnificent region between Senegal's Petite Côte and the Gambian border. I couldn't believe my luck when the story got approved. I had 3 days, a laundry list of things to shoot, and multiple people to meet. Thus, we jumped right into it as soon as we arrived. Of course, things never go perfectly according to plan. My guide wasn't available when we got there, and I didn't have time to lose. And dearest Hassan took on the mantle of finding me another guide who was available ASAP to take me around. So, Hassan is a private chauffeur in Dakar. I met him years ago through a contact and we've been in touch since. He's such a kind soul, and every time I need to get around Senegal, especially for work, he's my go-to guy. If you happen to be in Senegal and need a solid, reliable, kind soul of a chauffeur for trips outside of Dakar, DM me, I'll send you his number. So, Hassan improvises, finds a pirogue through a contact of his, and we set off in the delta waterways to see the mangroves and the multitude of life among them. Arguably, my favorite part of the whole trip was this. We ran into some fishermen during our tour of the Delta. My guide, Hassan, knew them, and they were so gracious to invite us off the boat so I could get better photos. It's obvious I'm struggling to walk because yes, the riverbed is slippery AF. According to Hassan, who used to fish himself when he was younger, they always fish in groups like this. Many of the boys start at a young age fishing with their fathers, their uncles, close friends of their parents. Any adult that is willing to take them on board, essentially. They sail around until they find a spot with many fish, then stop, lay their net, and wait until they've gathered enough fish. Once they reel the fish in, they move to the next spot and repeat the process. Hassan could see I was struggling, so he tried to teach me to tap gently when I walk to maintain my balance. Not sure I succeeded. They are complete here, so the kids take off while they are still in shallow waters, hoping to find their next golden spot. Next, we hit Sumanga Lodge, an island in Sine Saloum with the highest inhabitants. There are no cars on the island, and the only means of transportation is a horse cart. So here I am, getting on board for my tour.
C'est la première fois.
Again, please check out the piece I wrote and photographed for Suitcase Magazine to get more context around the photos. This is Agnes Kitana. She sells keychains and small decorative pieces in the market. I obviously had to buy something from her to show my gratitude. She was a gem. After the tour, we head back to the jetty, which is in Dangan, a small town in Sine Saloum. We grab a late lunch there before heading to our next stop. Next, we stopped by Sumanga Lodge, a boutique hotel in Femela, about 10 minutes drive from Dangan. The manager, Sheikh Diom, was very kind to show us around. The story goes that the owner had visited Sine Saloum in 2005. He was doing a Delta tour, and the piroguier he hired happened to make a stop on what is now the hotel. He noticed a well with clean water, and that was his aha moment. He could easily build a functioning hotel here. Within a year, construction began. Fun fact, the hotel has a garden where they grow all the flowers used to decorate the space. It's low tide and the river has dried up in certain areas it usually covers. We wanted to take photos there, so Hassan got assurance from a local that we wouldn't sink. And we did not, but any further would have been risky. Finally, we arrive in Jife just before sunset. I didn't get to film the hotel I stayed at that day because it was pitch black when I checked in, but I was in for a surprise the following day. Colline de Niassam. It's one of those places you have to experience. A 13-room Ecolodge on over 2 hectares of land. The owner could easily erect another dozen rooms to maximize profit, but for him, this would be a regrettable departure from the current profound immersion in one of the most glorious landscapes. The view from a shellfish mound right next to the Ecolodge Colline de Niassam made around 500 BC. You can see parts of the Ecolodge and some salt wells from up here. Speaking of salt wells, people, mostly women, have been working in the salt wells in Sine Saloum since the 18th century. I was lucky to meet one of them, Marie Teningsa, outside the high yielding season when multiple women collect salt for a living. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this mini behind the scenes.